My name is Marianne Possberg, and I'm from the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association, and I'm here with Coy Schellenberg on his farm to talk about the Verified Beef Program. So thank you very much, Coy, for inviting us to your lovely farm.
You're welcome.
So first, why is your farm part of the Verified Beef Program?
Well, our ranch includes myself and my wife and our 2 daughters and my parents, and we thought it was important to get involved because it's an opportunity to prove what we're doing well on the farm and ranch. There's a large misconception between consumers and producers what happens on the farm or ranch and what's important, and this is an opportunity to show what we do well and why.
So what exactly is the Verified Beef Program?
So the Verified Beef Program came out of Quality Starts Here, which was education and awareness for producers on how to make sure we're doing things well. And Verified Beef was developed so that producers could actually then prove it. So majority of producers and operations today are doing all these things well that our program requires, and our program is just a method of proving it through verification.
So you mentioned that farmers are trying to prove that they're doing the right thing. So what exactly is the right thing?
So food safety is the primary component of our program, understanding how withdrawal times affect animals and why we need to adhere to that before they go to slaughter, understanding why injecting in the neck is an important thing versus anywhere else, and understanding what products are, why they're supposed to be used according to label and things like that.
So I guess how can producers be a part of the Verified Beef Program?
So training is the first step, and majority of producers have taken our workshop in Saskatchewan, and that literally takes about an hour of the food safety training, and it's also available online for producers that can't attend in person. And then once you're trained, then you can decide to either become verified through the on-farm audit, which is just proving it, or you can implement the practices and just go that far. But what we're really focusing on is encouraging producers to take that final step of verification.
So what exactly is the verification, and how do you go about getting one?
The verification is through the on-farm audit. So one of the misconceptions is that it's maybe an onerous, involved thing. It's not. Our auditors are producers themselves. They understand what it means really on the farm and the ranch. And our audit is 3 to 4 hours in time length, and it's not onerous. It's looking at records. How do we keep track of who we're treating with what and when, and how do we know that animals are safe to ship? And a lot of that is through discussion at the kitchen table and understanding your records.
So one of the audit processes is looking for whatever a producer must do.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in the audit process if an auditor finds that the producer hasn't been doing something that's required?
It's called a corrective action, and what it does is it allows the auditor the opportunity to explain what's not quite in line, and it gives the producer the opportunity to respond by tweaking or amending whatever's not quite in line so that they do comply.
Is that something that they must do immediately, or is there a time period in which?
And the auditor and the producer set that time frame out right during the audit. They agree on what's realistic, when's the next time that you can adjust this. Some things can be done on a daily basis, some things might not get done till next year at that season.
Mm-hmm. So one of the misconceptions that I've heard is that in order to be part of the Verified Beef Program, you need to keep track of every dose that comes from a bottle that goes into a calf in one way or another.
Right. Yeah, that's not how our program is designed. We're only concerned about the animals specifically, how they're being managed. So what animals are given with what product is important, but you don't have to keep track of each bottle or anything like that. It's a matter of knowing what animals were treated with what product when, what that withdrawal time is, so that you know when they're safe to ship.
Very good. So that doesn't apply to hormones?
No, nothing to do with hormones in our program. We use implants on our own operation here today, and we believe in them and that they have value. And really, our program is focused on food safety practices and understanding how to make sure that the food is safe on the plate. And there's lots of science to back up why hormones are justified.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to, I guess, a broken needle in the calf, why is that important?
The broken needle is obviously an obstruction in the meat that's going to be dangerous to the consumer. So we don't want that, and we want to identify and record the animals when that does happen. Injecting in the neck reduces the risk of it being lost in a larger cut, and sending that record with the animal on to the next owner, whether it be slaughter or another owner, so that that animal can be dealt with properly so that the needle does not get on the shelf.
So why does it matter to keep track of even your cows, your cull cows as well?
Keeping track of our cull cows is an important aspect within the cow-calf sector, because we use insecticides like Ivomec and different things like that, where we're treating them so that they stay clean and healthy, but there is a withdrawal time with the product. So if with our cull cows, if it's in the fall when we're preg checking and we've got some opens, we want to make sure that we either have not Ivomec them before we're going to ship them, or we keep them for the withdrawal period after we do, and that's where the records are important.
Are there any other misconceptions that you want to bring up to producers?
Maybe the only other misconception might be that, you know, some producers are concerned, how far is this going to go? And that's where I would encourage them to get involved now while it's an industry-led, industry-created program, so that we don't have to comply with something that's not realistic created by someone else in the future.
Very good. Thank you very much, Coy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.